If you're a parent, especially one juggling meetings, online calls, school pickups, and groceries, you probably wish your car could do more than just move you around. Well, this is the Denza D9 Premium All-Wheel Drive, and it might just be the perfect EV for families who need more space, more peace, and maybe a bit of working space. It's all electric, ultra luxurious, and it might be the most complete EV MPV for busy Malaysian parents right now. Yes, I might be talking like this is the family taxi, but trust me, it still turns heads whether at the valet or at the school or wherever you go. So, from an exterior point of view, this is a handsome looking EV. Inside is where the D9 really shines, especially for families. Let's say it like it is. School runs, tuition pickups, and work calls all blurred together. That's why the second row seats are basically business class thrones. Alright, so this is the second row of the Denza D9, and of course, the seats. So comfortable. So yeah, as much as you have to control a lot of the interior settings through these touch screen pads here, they are shortcut buttons. So at the side of this thing, you can pretty much control the seats. We'll move forward, move backwards, change the angle of the backrest. So yeah, there are shortcuts, but everything is pretty much controlled through this touchpad, including the panoramic roof. Okay, anyway, how are the seats? Well, it's just really comfortable. There's no doubt about it. I mean, if you've been in an Alphard or things like that, it is as comfortable. And yeah, you can pretty much get a pretty comfortable seating position anywhere you like it. Also, they've got this function called the zero gravity, so it's just a one touch thing, and yeah, it just kind of just spreads out and gives you like a more relaxed kind of lying down position. Also, there's a table here, so if you want to do your work, yeah, you can pretty much do your work, bring out this table, eat, and everything like that. And yeah, but let's get into what you can control through this touchpad. Oh, and of course, there's a fridge. And the fridge, oh my god, it freezes drinks. Okay, it not just cools them, it's you can actually freeze them. I left the drink in there for a long time, and when I took it out, oh my god, it's frozen. But it's not just about being cold, you can also heat it up, so you can put your baby's milk, and yeah, that can be like a warmer for drinks too. Let's explore some of the functions provided by this touchscreen here, which basically operates a lot of features in this cabin. Alright, so this is the controls for the seats and a lot of things in the back. And yeah, you can't just accidentally hit it because it's locked. So to unlock it, you have to tap it like that and then just swipe to unlock. So yeah, you can control the music, seats, AC, lights, fridge, sunroof, and yeah, you can pretty much control all the features. One interesting thing is in the music section, you can control the music by going forwards, the next track or the previous track, but you can't control the sound. That still has to be done by the person in front. Yeah, I mean the seats, this is the zero gravity that we were talking about earlier, and you press that, it's a one touch operation, but you can still get customized controls by tapping on that and then that, and yeah, so like I said, you can pretty much customize your seating position to what you like. And yep, that's the ventilation for the seats. You kind of press this and then there's ventilation. Yep, okay. And then yeah, that's the AC settings. Yeah, you can control all the AC settings at the rear through this touchpad. So yep, lights, in case you know you want to switch on the lights at the front, at the rear, everywhere, every light in this car you can control through here. That's the fridge. So yeah, you can actually open the fridge through this touchpad here, and pretty much everything else. So you want fresh, you want cooling, you want heating, you can pretty much control it through here. And then there's the sunroof, open and close, and then the settings. So yeah, not much, it's just pretty much the lock settings. And yeah, lock it up. Yep. So the Denza has 3 rows of seats, and they have not forgotten about the comfort of the very last row. Alright, welcome to the third row of the Denza D9, and I'm happy to report that this too is a really comfortable place to be in. Usually, like, in MPVs, I mean, the third row is comfortable, but not like this. This is as comfortable as the second row, and I really appreciate that they have designed this so to make sure that every seat in this MPV is usable comfortably. Okay, so there's an armrest here, there's a USB-C there, and there's even air conditioning there, and also there is a center armrest here. So yeah, every seat in this MPV is quite comfortable, so it makes sure that nobody's gonna fight over which seat. I mean, yeah, of course the second row has got that captain's armchair, but this row is really usable and you can be in this for long distances and you'll be fine. You won't be complaining at all. Also, you can adjust the seats at the front, so that means legroom won't be a problem, and the seating position is quite nice. It's relaxed, and it's really just like the couch feeling of a home back here. And I'm happy that Denza has thought about this and to make sure that every seat is just usable. By the way, the cabin is whisper quiet. Denza claims just 64.6 decibels at 120 kilometers an hour. And I believe it because it's double glazed windows all around, and the tri-zone climate control with PM 2.5 air purification keeps all the air clean for the kids. And while the kids are entertained in the back, mom or dad can finish a client call in peace with the 14-speaker Dyna audio sound system, which makes Google Meet calls crispy clear. There's 410 liters of boot space, even with all rows up, enough for 2 strollers and a week's groceries, or even your Hari Raya Haji food stash. For the third row, and you've got 2,310 liters. That's a lot to work with. Need to get to work while waiting for tuition pickup? You've got 3 wireless charger, 1 front, 2 rear, USB ports, USB-A and USB-C, tractable picnic table so you can put your laptop on or just have a quick munch, massage seats for stress relief after long calls or whilst having calls. To be honest, this feels more than transport. It's a rolling family lounge, work zone, and kids sanctuary all roll into one. Okay, so yes, we've talked about how the Denza D9 is a dad's taxi and mobile business lounge, but don't worry, they haven't forgotten about the driver. Let's talk about how it drives and what you can control from that giant screen. Alright, as much as Denza has provided you with a lot of buttons here at the center console, to be honest, everything you're going to need to adjust the car, the settings, air conditioning, suspension, all of that is through this, the infotainment screen. It is huge, it is crisp, and it is vivid. But yes, is it intuitively laid out? I think it is. For example, okay, there's no air conditioning buttons anywhere. It is all here. So you're gonna have to adjust everything from here. The front air conditioning parameters and the rear air conditioning parameters. Also, when you go to the home screen, if you put Android Auto, it's just there, and yeah, it just pops up. Okay, so yeah, the settings, this is where everything takes place. So for the system, you want to link your phone, the display, everything like that, that is through the system. Then the ADAS features. So yes, you're gonna have to adjust the ADAS features from here. What I particularly like is that it doesn't reset every time you switch on or off the car. It memorizes what settings you like. Some cars, they just reset it to what they like, the default settings, every time you switch on and off the car. So yeah, energy, you can check out the your consumption here, and more importantly, the regen braking kind of settings. Some people like that one pedal type of driving, so you're going to put it in high, but if you like cruising, coasting, you just put it in standard. So in the vehicle settings, this is where the suspension setup is: comfort, sport, and there's comfort control. So there's kind of like 2 levels of like suspension setting here, the DISA C suspension system, and yeah, this is where you're going to have to set it up. Yes, there is a mode button here. Usually when you set into sports mode, the suspension also stiffens up, but not in this car. When you put in sports mode, it just changes the pedal kind of input, makes it more aggressive, but the suspension setting doesn't change, so you're gonna have to change it from here. Also, there's services, so yeah, everything is pretty much here, and yeah, it's quite intuitive, and yeah, I like it. It's not that hard to use. Yes, I wish there was physical air conditioning buttons, but it's okay considering that it's a touchscreen air conditioning system that you have to adjust from here, but it's okay, not a problem that much. Okay, so this premium all-wheel drive variant gets dual motors with 374 PS and 470 Newton meters of torque. But what matters more for families is the ride. You get adaptive dampers from BYD's DISA C system, which means comfort over speed bumps, smoothness through potholes, and no more child complaints in the back. Trust me, it is that good. It's quick when it needs to be, 0 to 100 in 6.9 seconds, but more importantly, it's effortless. No lag, no gear changes, no fuss, just pure control. And that all adds up to give it a very refined premium experience. And you'll just be happy driving this, even though you feel like you are driving a bus. But I think because the comfort level is so high, you'll just be happy driving it and you won't even worry that it feels like a bus. With a 103.6 kilowatt hour battery, the D9 all-wheel drive gives you up to 400 kilometers of range. That's easily 4 days of school runs, work and errands without needing a charge. And if you're on a road trip, just 10 minutes on a DC fast charger gets you back 150 kilometers of range, enough to keep the journey going. For parents trying to do everything at once, school runs, meetings, dinners, and maybe a little time for yourself, the Denza D9 Premium all-wheel drive isn't just practical, it's actually empowering. Fine, at 309,000 ringgit, this top spec AWD is not cheap, so perhaps the front wheel drive variant with the price tag of 259,000 ringgit makes more sense, especially when you think about what it replaces: an MPV, an office, a chill zone, a luxury car. It actually starts to make a lot of sense. And as an EV, it's not just about saving the planet, it's about making your daily chaos smoother, quieter, and a lot more comfortable.